So, as you can see, we are back in Brampton. We came back to the condo because we had to pick up a few things. I had to cut off all my hair, so I had to get my shears. And today we are just going through stuff, doing a bit of laundry, packing up things to take back to Gravenhurst. But it's crazy. You all know. Anybody who's ever tried to do decluttering gets it. Before you know it, you've started in one section because you think, okay, I need to get, all of my travel stuff together. I have to have my passport. So I'm going and I'm grabbing all the passports. Well, then of course, once I grab the passports, then I got to go through the toiletry bag that you use when you're on the plane. Then you go through that, and now you're throwing shit out there and going, okay, well, this I can donate, this I can donate. Okay, I don't want this stuff. So you're like, okay, great. Head over to the donation pile. You come over here and you start putting stuff in the donation pile and piling it up. The next thing you know, you see something on the bed and you think, oh, I should add more stuff to that. Next thing you know, you're going through your dresser drawers and you're going through all your clothes, figuring out what you can donate, what you want to take, what you want to keep. I've got a pile over there of these are like warmer clothes, capri pants, warmer pajamas, warm stuff. That, of course, is the bathing suits and swimming stuff. That's coming with me. So, of course, you have this pile in here that you're dealing with. Then you have a bin here of stuff that you're going to take with you. This is all the toilet paper, soap, things that I'm like, I'm going to use in Gravenhurst. So I might as well take it up there because there's no toilet paper in Gravenhurst. I used it up. So, of course, I'm doing that. But then while I'm doing that, of course, then I clean out the bathroom. So I go underneath the bathroom and I go under there to pull out all the soap and toilet paper. Well, as long as I'm here, I might as well clean out this shelf and do all of this. Sorry, you're backward. You're upside down now. So then I start cleaning these out. Before you know it, I'm like, oh, I can get rid of one and I can return the IKEA. Well, so then I go through the IKEA and I'm starting to do lists of things like, things I own that I'm like, why do I have peppermint oil? What is it for? And then I look it up online. It's toxic to dogs. And I'm thinking, why did I buy it? I have no idea. So, of course, it goes in a little pile of stuff that's going to go to my sister-in-law. Because I've also started packing up some of her stuff, her books that she loaned me. Because this is how it works. You pull out this stuff. The travel stuff, the passport. I'm really bad at this phone thing. Passport, da. Well, I have to clear the table in order to go through everything. So everything had to come off the table. Well, some of that stuff belonged to Marianne. So then, of course, you bring that over and you put it in the Marianne pile. And you're like, well, as long as I'm doing Marianne pile, I might as well get the rest of her stuff. So you go get her books that she loaned, the bottle of wine that she loaned, But then, of course, you open up and you're going, okay, I took the dishes off of that table. So I put them in the cupboard. Well, then, of course, I go to the cupboard and I'm like, oh, what am I going to take to Gravenhurst? Next thing you know, I'm grabbing stuff I can take to Gravenhurst. I should take this to Gravenhurst. So then you start packing that stuff up and piling it all up over here. And you're just like, bing, 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 bing. Then, because you'll find something in one space and you're like, oh, I can give that to Claire. Claire would love it. I did up the clothes. I found some stuff and I thought, oh, Claire would love that. She could use that. Yesterday she was looking for a pair. I'll give her those. Black tights and some other stuff there that I thought she could use. So I grabbed those and I'm into the other room. And now I'm in the other bedroom. And I'm going through this pile. And I'm going to go, okay, I need to make a pile for Claire to go into. And meanwhile, I'm grabbing things still that I'm thinking, oh, I can use that in Gravenhurst. While I'm here and I'm going through stuff for Claire, I'm like, oh, I have all of these light bulbs. Well, they can come to Gravenhurst. No reason to leave them here. Back over to the Gravenhurst pile and putting that in here. So yeah, it's been crazy. It's like bing, 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 bing. I mean, it's not bad only because I don't have a lot of stuff. So it's been fairly manageable. But yeah, it's hilarious because you all know what it's like. You start going through one thing and next thing you know, you're like, oh, that belongs with toiletries. Boom, toiletries. Find something in the toiletries, you're like, oh, that should really come to Gravenhurst. Boom, over to the Gravenhurst pile. Oh, it's been hilarious. And on top of all that, I can't take everything because I have to leave stuff here to be staged. So I have to be very picky of what I can take, because you don't want them opening up the cupboards and there's like no dishes in the cupboards. Or, I mean, granted, there can be no dishes in the cupboard. And I still have to go through the food. And I got to take stuff down to the car to see if, because that was the other thing. I'm like I have these, see, I'm doing this again. I have these white bins, right? And these white bins are perfect for when I was using them in the closet in this square unit. There was one at the bottom. And I would throw socks and stuff in there. It was great. Well, now I'm looking at it, I pull it out to, go through all the swimming stuff, because that's all got to come to Gravenhurst. And I'm thinking, I wonder if that bin would fit on the shelf in the back of the van. So now I'm like, okay, now I have to keep that out and take that down and find out. And and yeah, you're constantly going, and then next thing you know, you start looking around, you're going, oh, wait a minute. I still have my jeans in here and warmer clothes. Well, I got to put that with the warm clothes stuff. Bam! Another thing. It's crazy.